It gave you the promise that once you got here, you would finally feel safe. You believed you would finally feel complete. And now, you are here. And you feel nothing. Not relief, not pride, not the quiet satisfaction you spent years imagining. Nothing. What you are experiencing is not a failure to appreciate your life. It is a biological feature working exactly as designed. And until you understand what it is doing, you will spend the rest of your life running on a treadmill you can never turn off. The silence you feel right now isn't fatigue. It is your nervous system turning off the lights.
His name is Elias. He is 38 years old. Right now, he is sitting on the floor of an empty corner office. The lease was signed today. It is the culmination of 10 years of relentless, brutal work. He has been staring at the wall for 20 minutes, trying to force himself to feel the triumph he promised himself he would feel. He feels absolutely nothing. That is what we are going to talk about.
You know exactly what Elias is doing right now because you have done it too. You finally achieved the thing you told everyone was your ultimate goal. The degree, the promotion, the financial milestone, the relationship you chased for years. You got it. You held it in your hands. And the very next morning, you woke up, stared at the ceiling, and felt a quiet, terrifying indifference. A complete lack of the joy you were certain would be there, waiting for you. So, you did what everyone does. You lied to yourself. You told yourself you were just drained. You told yourself it simply had not hit you yet.
Elias is doing this right now. He is looking at a stream of congratulatory text messages from friends and family, people telling him how happy he must be. He is typing back that he is thrilled. He is typing back that he's just a little tired from the final push, but that he plans to celebrate tomorrow. He is waiting for a feeling that is fundamentally absent. He is living inside the most common lie ambitious people tell themselves, the belief that arrival equals transformation. Psychologists call this the arrival fallacy, the deeply ingrained human illusion that once we attain a certain goal, we will reach a state of lasting happiness.
It is the voice that whispers, "I will be happy when the debt is paid, when the weight is lost, when the contract is signed." But the arrival fallacy is just the surface explanation. It describes the behavior. It does not describe the machinery operating beneath it. Because what is happening to you in that quiet room after the victory is not a psychological misunderstanding. It is a precise neurological event. You remember the exact moment you finished the hardest project of your life. You clicked submit. You signed the final page. You expected a massive rush of relief. Instead, you felt a sudden, heavy drop in your stomach, a physical sensation of the floor giving way beneath you.
You told yourself it was just burnout, but that drop in your stomach was not fatigue. It was the exact second your biological system realized the hunt was over. This is what behavioral science reveals, and it shatters everything you thought you knew about your own motivation. Research by neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz demonstrated exactly how the brain processes rewards. He proved that dopamine is not the molecule of happiness, it is the molecule of anticipation. Your dopamine neurons do not fire when you get what you want. They fire when you are on the path to getting what you want. They are designed to keep you moving forward.
Schultz discovered something researchers call the dopamine reward prediction error. It is a mechanism that sounds technical, but it defines every disappointment of your adult life. When you are chasing a goal, your brain is uncertain if you will achieve it. That uncertainty triggers massive spikes of dopamine to keep you focused, to keep you hunting. But the moment the goal is secured, the moment the outcome is 100% certain, the prediction error drops to 0. And the second the prediction error drops to 0, the dopamine crashes, often falling below your normal baseline. Elias is sitting at the desk he dreamed of for a decade, and his brain is actively punishing him for arriving because the hunt is over.
Your brain does not care if you are happy. It only cares that you keep hunting. Happiness is not a survival mechanism. Seeking is a survival mechanism. Once you secure the prize, the brain views the prize as useless for your continued forward motion. So it turns off the chemical reward to force you to look for the next target. This is not a character flaw. It is a mechanism. The pattern was installed before you had a choice. But understanding the mechanism is only the second layer. The true darkness of this pattern is not that your dopamine crashes. The darkness is what you do the morning after the crash. The hidden cost you pay every single day to avoid sitting in the silence. You have lived this exact sequence. You achieve a milestone. You feel the immediate gnawing boredom. You feel the terror of the void opening up inside you. And because that void is intolerable, you immediately invent a new crisis, a new goal, a new mountain to climb. Elias has not even unpacked the boxes in his new office, but he is already looking at his phone, ignoring a text from his mother, to open a spreadsheet for a new project. He is terrified of what happens if he stands still. He knows that if he stops moving, the silence will catch up to him, and the silence is deafening. Researchers Philip Brickman and Donald Campbell named this the hedonic treadmill, the human tendency to rapidly return to a relatively stable level of baseline emotion despite major positive events. As you achieve more, your expectations and desires rise in tandem. The result is that there is no net gain in satisfaction. You are running as fast as you can just to stay exactly where you are. This is why you are already planning the next milestone before you have even celebrated the current one. You are not driven by ambition. You are driven by the fear of your own baseline. You use ambition to mask your inability to inhabit your own life. You burn your present for a future that you know deep down will feel exactly like this. He changed the environment. He changed the title. He changed the income. But he did not change the biological machinery that makes it impossible for him to rest. And the machinery goes even deeper. It splits your reality into two completely different biological drives. You know the intense, overwhelming craving you feel to buy something, to win an argument, to secure a specific partner? The feeling that you absolutely must have it. And you know the immediate, almost insulting indifference you feel the second the transaction is complete, the moment they say yes, the moment the item arrives at your door. Biopsychologist Kent Berridge mapped this out perfectly. He discovered that the human brain has two entirely separate systems, the wanting system and the liking system. The neural pathways for wanting, driven by dopamine and incentive salience, are massive. They are robust. They dominate the landscape of your brain. The pathways for liking, driven by entirely different neurochemicals, are tiny. They are fragile. They are incredibly difficult to trigger and sustain. This means your brain is a masterpiece at making you want things, but it is fundamentally terrible at letting you enjoy them once you have them. You are a highly efficient hunting machine, trapped in a zoo of your own making. You are biologically unequipped to enjoy the feast you just spent 10 years preparing. And most people live their entire lives without naming this. They just assume they haven't found the right goal yet. They assume the next promotion will be the one that finally sticks. They do not realize the system is rigged. The game cannot be won because the rules of the game are written by a brain that views victory as a threat to forward momentum. So you keep setting the targets. You keep moving the goalpost. You sacrifice your relationships, your peace, your health, all for a chemical spike that lasts a few days at best. You didn't choose this biological design, but you keep choosing to maintain the illusion that the design is somehow going to change its mind about you.
This is the unnamed choice you have been making, the one you have always avoided looking at directly. You already know what it is. You have always known. The moment the hunt ends, you invent another hunt. Not because you are ambitious, because the silence is intolerable, and you have never once decided to sit inside it. Elias is making this choice right now. He is leaning into the harsh white light of his laptop screen, typing out a 5-year projection for an even bigger acquisition. His tension is back. The focus has returned. He is comfortable again, because he is hunting again. He has successfully avoided the void, again. There is no finish line that grants you permission to rest. There is no external achievement that will suddenly repair your internal baseline. You know this. You have always known this. That is the part that is hardest to sit with. You are not broken for feeling empty after you win. You are functioning perfectly as a biological machine. The flaw is not in your reaction. The flaw is in your expectation.
You believed that if you built the perfect life, you would finally be allowed to live in it. But the architect of that life was a nervous system that only knows how to build, never how to inhabit. You achieved everything you wanted, and it didn't fix you. That is the sentence you have been running from your entire life, and now it has a name.